Hey everyone, VortexTCG here, and today I'm going to be showcasing you my first round gameplay of me playing Xros Heart, and my opponent on the right is going to be playing GrandisKuwagamon. And if you're looking forward to this gameplay video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading some more Xros Heart gameplay soon. Anyways, my turn goes pretty well. Get the Taiki, and I also get the Starmons here. And also my opponent gets the Mimi and also gets the Weedmon. So got a pretty good start from my opponent here, but I've also got a pretty good start here myself because essentially able to get a lot of the resources that I require from the Taikis pretty early. So we've already got the Derulo and one of the Ballista even, and the Starmons essentially. But my opponent seems to be not having a great time having to hard play the Kabuterimon blocker, and you know, when you see something like this, you're like, oh, well, it's not something you want to see. So it definitely sucks, but it happens, unfortunately. I go into the X3 here, and that allows me to add 2 cards with Xros Heart. And as you can see, I'm playing I guess this is kind of normal now, but I'm playing the OTK version of Xros Heart, playing 4 Gravity Crush and also 4 Blinding Rays, so that I can go for a huge OTK turn essentially. So I end the turn here by going to Zenjiro, playing the Ballistamon out for free, and again my opponent's going to be passing with the Kabuterimon. It's obviously a huge brick from my opponent, which is very unfortunate, but it happens unfortunately, and there's not really much else you can say in this situation other than it really does suck when this kind of stuff happens. So I'm just thinking if I want to use the X3 effect here at the start of the turn, I can delete it to gain a memory, but I don't think I need to at this point. I just kind of need to either start getting rid of these blockers, because these blockers will become problematic later on, but we'll see. So I'm considering a lot of options here, but I decided to swing with the X3 here, and my opponent here, I believe, is not going to block, so they swing into the X3 swings into a Kabuterimon. I swing with the Starmons. Obviously will get blocked there, but I do get the draw a card, which is very nice still, and also it goes underneath the Tamers, so it doesn't really matter that much. Now I'm just considering going into the Shoutmon here so I can get some additional searches. I pick up the Mervamon here because it does count as a Xros Heart, and I also use the Zenjiro ability here to gain a memory from playing the Shoutmon, so still continuing my turn here. I then just play another Shoutmon to pass the turn, allows me to add 2 more to the hand, so I add the Sparrow here. I think the other requirement is having a Tamer, and obviously there was no Tamer in that search, so boo-hoo, I guess, for me. And so yeah, I mean, my opponent, I don't know what my opponent should be doing here, because obviously they just want to keep the blockers because all my guys are pretty low DP, but I don't know if they should be promoting with the Weedmon maybe, and I don't know if they have any level 3s in their hand, but if they do, they could be pushing that up and at least getting another draw a turn by going into the egg than the level 3, but it's obviously just not doing that great, unfortunately. So they go into hard playing the Weedmon for 4 here, and yeah, play another Weedmon. So obviously I think what may have happened here was that my opponent might have sorted out the whole deck and ended up going into like sort out the whole deck into like card order, so that's why you're seeing like 3 Weedmon, 2 Kabuterimons, perhaps, but I wasn't too sure at this point, to be fair. And so at this point I go use the Taiki ability to play the X3 using one of the Shoutmons. I'm just considering, I'll use the one from my hand instead, use the Derulo and the Ballistamon, costs of 1, allows me to reveal the top 3, allows me to add 2 Xros Heart cards, so I believe here I will add the Derulo and the Taiki, Taiki is just really good, so just getting another one on the field is pretty nice for sure. So I swing at security, has rush because of the Shoutmon. Shoutmon's kind of crazy. They decide to block with it, obviously, so that's fine. Just considering which ones I do want to save. I don't think it really matters at this point, but it could potentially matter. I forgot the Zenjiro trigger here, which is quite frustrating, but I decided to save the Shoutmon and the Darulomon and get rid of the Ballistamon here. So now I could potentially get them down to 1 security, which is pretty nice here, but I don't think it matters as much because, well, I don't think anything in security could potentially help. I don't think. So it's just a case of if they can find like a level 5, I guess, or another level 3 or whatever, essentially, just to make sure that they can keep themselves in the game. And so I'm just seeing if there's like any way that I could potentially win this turn, because if I'm able to win this turn, obviously it'll be great. But it really depends on a lot of things. I played the Taiki here to add the Zenjiro and put the Darulo underneath the Taiki itself. So now I've got 3 different triggers to go off here, and feeling pretty decent about it. So I just play a Zenjiro here, using the Ballista, or we're going to Ballista here. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I could continue my turn here, because if I use both Zenjiros, I can go to 0. But at this point, I don't think it matters. So I'll block with the Ballistamon here. And then they have to pass turn. So clearly just a massive brick from my opponent. So I just start swinging for 5k, hits a red or green memory boost, blocks, swing for 2k, it dies, swing with the Ballistamon for 4k, and then swing for game. We then get into game 2, and I get to start off here. My opponent plays the Mimi. I go to a Shoutmon here. So I've got quite a lot of memory to play with. It's always nice when Shout has a lot of memory to play with. But I think here I decide to just play the X3 out and use this effect to add 2 Xros Heart cards. The reason why I do this is because I don't think I had anything in my hand that was worth playing, if I'm being perfectly honest. So I just end up, and they're going to go set to 3 anyways, so I think it was just worth it for me to just play this out essentially, and potentially get more memory from the X3 if I want it to be deleted by its own effect. I decided not to promote here, and then go into the Angie, use the Darulomon to delete the Okawa X antibody, and I get to draw a card from oh, it's not Angie, it's Akari, sorry, my bad. They go to 3, but then use 3 to go to the Okawa X antibody here, and then they go into, when they decide anyways, they just play another Mimi to pass for 4, so I'm not too sure about that, if I'm being perfectly honest, but is what it is, I guess. I decide to swing at security, draw a card, it dies. I get to put it underneath the Akari, swing with the Darulo as well, that also dies, get to put that underneath the Akari also. Swing with the X3, that also dies, but don't get to put that underneath the Akari this time. I play out another Akari to play the Darulo to draw an additional 2 cards, because again, I think even though I've drawn like quite a lot of cards at this point, I'm just not finding the cards, all the cards anyways, that I'm looking for. So is what it is. We move, and so I just have to pass the turn here to give them their F3, because there's not really anything worth playing, if I'm being honest. They go into the GrandisKuwagamon promo. This is before the ban list, by the way. This was recorded before the ban list, so just keep that in mind. Here I'm just doing something stupid. I don't know why. I thought this returned to the hand, but it doesn't. I don't know why I thought it did, but it's just the Digiburst game on memory. I have no idea what I was doing there, but they swing. I had to read this card because I haven't read this card in a while, if I'm being perfectly honest. They suspend the Darulo here. and then swing a security. So first check is an Angie, or an Akari even. Because thinking if I have any card, but I don't. Hit an X3, hit a Taiki. The Taiki is very nice here. Allows me to put the Starmon underneath, and just got to figure out what I'm adding here to the hand anyways. I think it's going to be the Shoutmon here. And then unsuspend and do another 2 checks. Hits the Zenjiro and the Derulo. I don't think I have anything for the Derulo. I actually do, and the reason why I do this is because just in case there is somehow a way to gain a lot of memory or like a hybrid or something like that, I just don't lose on the spot essentially. So they play the Pomumon and pass the turn to 3. I unsuspend everything, draw, I hatch, I go into the Shoutmon here, swing a security with the Ballista, swing a security with the Derulo, and then here I'm pretty sure I just win the game by going into X3 using the Shoutmon, Derulo, and the Ballistamon here, and then swinging for game.